remain standing for the singing of the national anthems, both of the United States of America and South Africa. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, ladies. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've been waiting for the IBF Lightweight Championship of the World that is scheduled for 12 rounds. This bout is sanctioned by both the SA Commission and the IBF. SA representative, Chairman, Mr. Dr. Pitangatangan, Supervisor for the IBF, Bobby Lee Jr., all the way from USA, SA representative for IBF, Mr. Shepard Kivit. Judges for this bout, all the way from USA, Pete Portosky, and from Puerto Rico, Cesar Ramos, and from South Africa, Clement Martin. And when the bout begins and action begins, your referee, doing his 81st bout, Stan Christodolo. The timekeeper, Dan Litchfield, and your ringside doctor, Dr. Kobose. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it for the IBF Lightweight Championship of the World. Introducing your boxers, starting by fighting out of the red corner, in purple and black trunks, weighing at 61.24 kilograms, with 40 fights, 36 wins, 6 losses, all the way from USA, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the challenger, Pete Taliaferro. And fighting out of the blue corner, in white and blue trunks, weighing at 61.24 kilograms, with 30 fights, 30 wins, making his 6th defense for the world IBF Lightweight Championship of the World. Let's welcome the champion, Phillip Nortil Holiday.
Well, this is a big one here at the Carousel. Supersport welcomes you. This is your commentators, Ron Jackson and Clinton van der Berg, commentating for the IBF Lightweight Championship of the World. Phillip Holiday making his sixth defense. White trunks, blue trim against Pete Taliaferro in the mauve trunks. Clinton, this should be an interesting fight. Fighters very well matched. Height, chest, you give it everything as they're exactly the same. Records, possibly Taliaferro a little bit more experience, more fights, but I would say Phillip Holiday has fought the better class opponent.
Well, Taliaferro comes on the back of a really good reputation. He's been in with some of the best fighters in the division. Men like George Scott, certainly, Kevin Kelly, Arturo Gatti, Calvin Grove. So a really difficult opponent, I think, for Holiday tonight.
But good pedigree, but when he's been put under pressure, he's failed. So I think tonight, if we see the real Phillip Holiday, the Phillip Holiday we know, he'll put Taliaferro under pressure, and it'll be the same story in his crack at the IBF title.
The key thing with Taliaferro, I think he's battled to make that step up to World Championship level.
And that's the difference. Phillip Holiday's fought the better class opponent, and that's the big difference between the two fighters. Physically, there's no difference. Fighting here at the lightweight limit, coming in 61.24. Both fighters right on the limit. There was a question mark against Phillip Holiday's weight. At the pre-fight medical, he was over 3 kilograms over the weight. But he's got a wily old fox in his corner in Harold Paulbrack. He knows how to bring him in right, and I don't think I take any chances.
I think what possibly went wrong with Phillip, he went away on honeymoon. Now he trained and he worked in a gym. He was on a cruise ship. But the thing is, when you go away like that, you don't have a scale or anything with you. So while Holiday was eating the right foods and certainly doing the training, he wasn't too sure about his weight. So I think that's what perhaps caused the problem.
That's a great shot there from the champion. A left to the side.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, that hurt Taliaferro. And I said Holiday wasn't a puncher. He's got Taliaferro really in trouble as we go into the last 40 seconds of the first round. This is really drama here, and Taliaferro's in real trouble. You can see the look on his face. He doesn't know if he's in New York or in South Africa.
Are we going to see a replay of the Arturo Gatti fight? Gatti hurt him in the first, followed up, and it was over in the first round.
Well, if it gets the chips are down, he can't take it. And this is but a great shot there to the body from Phillip Holiday. A perfect shot. And they say he's not a puncher.
Well, we've seen it from Holiday before. He took out Jeff Fennick early. We may, in fact, see a replay of that tonight.
Well, he hasn't got many more seconds to do it. We're going to the last few seconds here of round one. And what a great start for our great little IBF champ. Well,
That's it, boy. Watch him. That left hook is right. Flip, when you catch him, okay, don't go crazy. Try and do force. Stand back, watch him. You've got to catch him clean. Okay, you'll catch him again. It was a good left hook. Right.
well, we're going to see some action from the first round. We'll possibly see that shot to the body that dropped Taliaferro. No, it was a shot to the head. It was so quick. A left to the head. Clinton, did you see that? A good left hand to the head on the temple. I thought it was the body. My sight was... I was unsighted, and it was a terrific shot to the temple. I thought it was a body shot, but what a great shot to the temple, and that just disorientated him. He still looks a bit worried there in the corner, Taliaferro.
Well, Taliaferro's manager, Eddie Surrett, claims that all these losses have come as a result of flash knockdowns. Now, that was certainly a flash knockdown, but what Holiday needs to do is build on that.
But you can still see the concern on the face of Taliaferro. He's giving Holiday a lot of respect, and he must do that because nobody expected that in the first round. What sensation. But all credit to Holiday. He didn't go wild because he wasn't too sure that he hurt. It was a flash knockdown right to the head. It disorientated Taliaferro, and he kept his cool. These are signs of experience. 30 fights. He's in his 31st fight here tonight. So he's showing the signs of all these build-up to the World Championship, which he won in August in 95. I really thought I was onside at Clinton because his back was to me, and I thought it was a body shot, but the slow-mo shot was right on the temple, and those are the sure shots. They don't have to be too hard, but if they crack you on the temple, it disorientates you.
Well, Victor's was so quick and so unlucky at that stage of the fight. I think perhaps a lot of people missed it.
Thank goodness for slow-mo. Oh, another good right hand there coming in from the champion. And that's Phillip Holiday, the IBF lightweight champion here in the white trunks with the blue trim against Pete Taliaferro, the challenger from the USA in the mauve trunks. Oh, a terrific left hand. This is tit for tat. What a great left hand here from Taliaferro. That's really hurt Holiday. That is an upset for the books. Now the champion's in real trouble. This is what a fight. And it's all Taliaferro now. He's really getting to the champion now. Oh, this is an upset. Are we going to see an upset here tonight? Holiday's got a hole in there. He's really hurt. He's in real trouble, the champion. He's going to show his mettle here tonight.
No question, Taliaferro can bank 25 of his 34 wins that come by the short route.
Wow, look at the real trouble here, Holiday. Holiday up against the ropes. In serious trouble here now. He's just going to show the signs of a true champion. And a great right hand coming in from Taliaferro.
Holiday looking really confused.
Well, I don't blame him. That is a terrific left hand. And it's all Taliaferro now.
No snap coming from Holiday.
Well, he's really hurt. And he has to dig deep to show the signs of championship. Oh, he's just holding on for dear life. With the last 25 seconds out of round 2. Can Holiday hold it on? He's going to survive. Another good right hand there. Great right hand from Taliaferro. What a round for the challenger. But I think he's let it slip. With the last 10 seconds out of round 2. And it's all Taliaferro, but all credit to Holiday. Now he's put this. His legs have just held out. And what a great what a great round there for Taliaferro. He's even the scorecards.
Flippy, you're getting too loose. Give me that thing. You're getting too loose. Hey, you're getting too loose. You're getting too loose. You stay like this. Okay. Flippy also can't take a shot. He's also finished, okay? Come on, boy. You had him going, you had you going. He's also getting tired now. He tried his best. You understand what I'm saying, Flip?
Well, we'll possibly see that terrific left hook coming there right on the top of the jaw from Taliaferro. That really caught the champion. He was lucky it wasn't a little bit lower, Clinton. Was it caught him on the top of the jaw? If it had been a bit lower, he would have been in serious trouble. But all credit to the champion to get up and to hold and more and last out the round.
Stunning turnaround there, given what happened in the first round. I think Phillip may have just lost a little bit of concentration. Generally, he's quite a slow starter, but you never expect that to happen.
Well, that just shows you this is boxing. This is great boxing as we go into round 3 of this IBF lightweight championship fight here. Knockdown in round 1 for the champion, a knockdown against the champion in round 2. Even matters up. This is going to be great stuff.
The key thing for Holiday now, he must reassert his respect in this fight. He needs Taliaferro to be a little bit careful against him.
Well, he's got to just tie it up. He's got to just box him, keep him on the outside, and get his senses back. Because that was a terrific shot he took there, a left hand to the side of the jaw. That really shook up the champion. But he's a fit young man. He's trained hard for this fight, and his conditioning will pull him through this one, I'm quite sure. Taliaferro not going well. They're just picking his punches here in round 3.
You know, a high percentage of Taliaferro's wins have come in the first 3 rounds. And I'm sure Holiday knows this. Holiday will have done his homework. So he's just going to have to watch that right hand of Taliaferro's.
He's just got to hang in there now. And he's got to be wary of those left hand. That left hand of Taliaferro. It packs a lot of power. Good body shots coming there from the challenger. Pete Taliaferro from the USA in the mouth trunks. We thought we had an upset in round 2, but champion Phillip Holiday dug deep to get up off the canvas and come right back into the fight here now. He's just got to tighten up his defense, his Holiday, and just box his way out of trouble now.
Step back. Of course, Holiday unbeaten, making his 6th title defense here tonight. But the one thing, if there's a weakness in his game, it's been his defense. People have pointed to it. You know, it's the one area he can perhaps improve.
Yeah, but he had tightened his feet up. And early in his career, he took a lot of shots. But he seems a bit slow moving tonight. I don't know what it is. He hasn't got that snap in his punches.
Big right hand there from Phillip.
We're into the last 23 seconds out of round 3. And a better round for the champion. Good right hands coming there from Holiday. Good shots coming for the champion. Holiday settled down now, and at the end of round 3, back on top. A better round for the champion after that fight in round 2.
Come on, Pete. What happened to the jab, son? You got to work off jab. Don't get inside with him, all right?
He took up on the jab. He took the jab from the outside. He running with it.
Don't lead jump in with that right hand either. Set it up with your jab, okay?
Get the man angle. Keep that left shoulder on him, okay? Roll that side off the left shoulder.
Breathe deep. Let's get back on the jab. Keep him in the center of the ring, okay?
That's not where Joe's going to go. All right. Come here. Come on. Come on, okay.
We're going to round 4 of this IBF lightweight championship fight, and what a fight it's been so far. We've seen knockdown in the first round, knockdown in the second round. Real sensation here at the Carousel. Holiday's just got to get it himself, box behind his jab. He can't afford to take chances with Taliaferro. Taliaferro, good knockout record, 25 knockouts in his career, so he is a puncher. It's been a tense crowd here. They were quite shaken when the champion was knocked down to canvas in round 2.
Yeah, Ron, I in fact can't remember when I last saw Holiday on the canvas. It's happened a few times, but
He's only been on the canvas once in his whole career. It was here at the same Carousel in the Cheyenne Saloon.
it's been a long time.
That was right at the beginning of his career, so it's the only time he's been down. So it was quite a shock, quite upset to the box. You could hear this stunned silence here in the tent here out at the Carousel on the car park. But Taliaferro's wary. He knows that he could be hurt by Holiday because he took a good shot to the top of the head there in the first round. So he's also wary of the power of the champion. We're going to 1 minute 40 seconds here in round 4, the last 1 minute 40 seconds. Nothing much happened in this round, but Holiday boxing his way out of trouble now. Seems a lot of concern in the face of Taliaferro. I just can't make it out. He seems tense. I don't know what it is.
Ron, I was telling you, you know, I saw him at the pre-fight medical. He's a very dour, quiet sort of bloke, you know, and I think that's probably more what it is than anything else.
That's his normal expression.
Yeah.
The referee Stan Christodoulou there warning Holiday. That's referee Stan Christodoulou, one of the most experienced referees in the world. Refereeing his 81st world title fight here tonight. Possibly ranked in the top 3 of all time in the world. a slow-paced fight for a lightweight fight, I would say, Clinton.
Except, you see, I think Phillip's probably still gathering himself from that second round. In between, after the last round, rather, he looked a little bit worried in the corner, looked a little bit drawn, closed his eyes a bit. So I think he's possibly still recovering from that knockdown.
But I see he got a good right hand there from Phillip Holiday. There's concern on his face, there's no doubt about it. I think he was shattered by that blow. He didn't expect it to come so early in the fight. Well, a better round there, and possibly Holiday shaded that round.
All right, if you think you tied, this guy's also tied. All right, Flip, you catch this guy nicely. I promise you he's gonna go. You must just get a clean punch. Now listen carefully what I'm saying to you. When you get close, when you throw the right hand, come back with a left hook, but swing it back, okay? Swing it back with a left hook. Come, boyki. You got to show him who's the champion, man.
You shouldn't be this sluggish. Come on. Come on. Suck you some air. Give me some bounce this time. And get back. Get your move. Get your head back.
Hey, don't let me go and punch overhand right. You have some bounce in there, you don't get hit. You're standing there in front of it. That's why you get caught by the
jab
overhand
and
right.
the hook to the body, okay? Okay.
Well, into round 5 of this IBF championship fight for the IBF lightweight title. Phillip Holiday, the champion, in the white trunks and the blue trim, against Pete Taliaferro in the mauve trunks. Holiday defending his championship for the 6th time. And is Holiday suffering from pulling the weight, Clinton? Do you think he looks jaded?
Well, I've got to say, I think so. To pull 3.16 kilos in about 4 days is expecting quite a lot from a fighter. You look at Phillip's body last Monday. I don't know where he pulled the weight from.
And he's always a fit young man. He trains very hard, so he hasn't got much excess flesh. So this is why he looks a bit jaded to me.
But Harold Fulbrath's correct about Taliaferro. He said to Holiday, listen, you land against this guy, he's going to go.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt about it.
And Harold's right. 3 of this bloke's losses have been by knockout, so he can be vulnerable.
Once he's backed up, he doesn't like it. He tends to give up. The Kevin Kelly fight, he didn't like it against the Dutchman. Same thing.
Regilio Tour.
That is the chap. He also gave up, sort of thing. They say he doesn't like to be backed up. So Phillip has got to put the pressure on him, but I think in the back of his mind he must be worried about the weight. He doesn't want to exert himself too much too early in the fight.
At the same time, I look at a fighter like Taliaferro. He's been there or thereabouts, nowhere in the class of someone like Ivan Robinson, the guy Phillip beat in his last defense in the States.
Well, Phillip's got to slow it down, and he's using the right tactics. There's no doubt that Taliaferro is vulnerable. Once he gets shots to the head, he seems to become real flustered. Well, I think both those knockdowns took a lot out of each fighter, and they are now rather wary in round 5, scheduled for 12.
This of course, is a voluntary defense. Phillip still has a few months before his mandatory. I see Taliaferro only ranked number 12 by the IBF, but a better than average fighter.
Well, you look at his record. He's been around right back to 1990. He's been a pro 7 years, so he knows his way around the ring. Well, Phillip Holiday is going to show his class here tonight. Good left hand coming there from the challenger.
Watch your head, Phillip, watch your head.
Another left hand. He's got to watch out for that. He's got to keep up his guard as well. Another left hand coming in. They can't afford to take those shots.
Well, that's Phillip's style, of course. He's a relentless fighter. And I think the bloke who beats him's got to throw more punches than him. Taliaferro's not doing that.
As you get a good right hand there coming from the champion. That really shook Taliaferro.
Step back. Okay.
Difficult round to call that. I'd have to go for an even round.
And you're throwing that one big hook and you're not answering it with that little straight right hand inside, okay?
Don't lean so much.
Don't lean into him, all right? You beat him. Just hit short stuff. Keep him off balance with it and keep getting in the body. The body shots are bothering him, okay? You're hurting him to the body.
You're leaning too far.
And you just walk straight in a couple of them punches.
Without throwing a jab. You got one hand.
Well, some action here from round number 5, and you can see Holiday pushing Taliaferro back there. And not a missing going in, that's signs of tired punch. They're fighting in slow motion here, and there was a good right hand. That Taliaferro didn't like that. Going to round 6 of this IBF Lightweight Championship fighter. Taliaferro, strange chap, a real poker face. He's never changed the expression on his face right from round 1. Shows no emotion. Real deadpan. You never know if the man's hurt or what. He looks concerned. And a few times I thought he was hurt, but it's difficult when you look into his face because he shows no emotion whatsoever, no expression. Holiday's got to keep that right hand up to watch out for that big left hand of Taliaferro. That's the danger.
A lot of throwing and missing from both fighters. I think what Phillip needs to do particularly is settle down.
Yes, he's got to box from behind his jab, and he's got to watch out for that left hand. This is the danger.
I mean, we've all seen how good he can be once he gets into the rhythm, and that's what he needs to look for tonight.
Keep your punches up.
Referee Stan Christodoulou warning Holiday to keep his punches up.
What's your shoulder?
And warning him for the shoulder. Very good refereeing there by the referee, Stan Christodoulou. Not much gets past him. He's outstanding. Unusual fight, this Clinton. They're fighting at slow motion. Not many flurries, one punch at a time, very few combinations coming in. Unfortunately, this is not the Holiday we know. Fighting very, very jaded looking as Phillip Holiday.
You know, having seen the majority of his fights before this, Phillip's generally warmed up quite nicely by now, but it hasn't happened yet, you know. He's not into the pace we know he can be at.
There's another left-hander that really stunned Holiday. He's just got to watch out for those left hands. That's the danger punch.
See, Taliaferro was told to work the body, and, you know, he's doing that because you've got to figure that if Phillip pulled weight for this fight, you know, he must have pulled it from around the midriff.
He doesn't need to work the body. He's going to the jaw, and that's where he's landing. Another good right hands can left and right come in there from Taliaferro. Good round here for the challenger. Backing the champion up was Taliaferro.
Back.
We're going to the last 30 seconds here of round number 6, and been a good round here for Taliaferro. Most of the scoring punches coming from his landed some good left hands. Very little reaction from the crowd, Joe. I think the crowd is stunned by that second round knockdown when Taliaferro caught the champion with a good left hook to the side of the head.
Of course, a lot riding on this fight. You know, the fight's already signed July 26th against Shane Mosley in California. Mosley seen as the big golden boy of American boxing. A big money fight for Phillip. He wouldn't want to throw that away tonight.
He tried a big one there. He's got 24 wins, 23 by knockout. So that's the big one. He's got to win here tonight.
Small scratching. Phillip, listen to me. This guy's also getting tired now. All right. You've got to put a little bit more power behind your punches, especially when you hit to the head. You've got to you're pushing your punches. You know what I'm saying? You're pushing. Okay. You have to put a bit of power behind the punch.
Well, some action from that round 6. And you can see the left hand coming there from Taliaferro.
Combination.
Holiday not picking up that left hand. He's got to watch out. That's the danger punch. The left hand from Taliaferro. Well, we're going to the second half of this IBF lightweight title clash between South Africa's Phillip Holiday making the 6th defense of his title in the white trunks up against Pete Taliaferro, the challenger from the USA in the mauve trunks. It's been an interesting fight up and down. The Mike scorecard, I've got Holiday 1 point ahead here going into round 7.
Phillip said 5 defenses. I'd have to say this is one of the toughest.
Well, no doubt, but I think that second round knockdown really took a lot of steam out of the champion.
Phillip took a big right hand there.
Well, this is not the Phillip Holiday we know. He normally fights studies non-stop. I mean, the Americans went crazy about his fight with Ivan Robinson. The hand speed, the number of punches thrown, they hadn't seen anything like it in years. They raved about him. But tonight, it's not the same Phillip Holiday that we know. But he's not going to give up a championship very easily. He'll be there till the end. It means a lot to him. He's a proud young man. And he'll hang in there.
Promoter Rodney Berman sitting alongside me just now. He can't bear the pressure. He's far too nervous. He's left the tent.
Well, I think he's much like outside gambling now, because I think when Phillip Holiday went down, he saw all the big money in the next fight going right down the drain. But the fight's not over yet. We've got 6 rounds to go. As we are, 1 minute 30 seconds left in round 7. There's still a long way to go. One thing that worries me about Taliaferro, when he gets a shot to the head, he seems to wobble a bit, and he's very unsteady. So Holiday's just got to throw one of those big bombs. We worry about Holiday being lackluster, but Taliaferro seems to be the same. He's got no snap. No sting in there, punches. The work is not sharp.
And I think Taliaferro's career record shows he's most dangerous within the first 3 rounds. And generally, if you can survive that, you're going to be okay. You see that Holiday caught him twice there.
Now, as soon as he gets a shot there, he seems to lose something.
Phillip shouldn't be allowing Taliaferro to get those sort of punches in. Phillip's a far better boxer than we've seen tonight.
No, there's no doubt about that.
I don't know, he seems lethargic, you know.
No, there's no doubt about it. I reckon that 3 kilograms has definitely taken its toll, pulling off the Phillip. But it's not the Holiday that we know.
You know, most fighters sometimes during their career have a problem with weight, but it's been a constant problem in Phillip's career. You know, he's had to work at each title defense. He's had to really be careful about his weight.
Well, he's ranked number 1 by the Ring magazine, number 1 in the number 1 lightweight in the world. They've got him above Nazarov, and they're hard bastards, those Americans. So they must think a lot of Phillip. I think that Ivan Robinson fight showed a lot. So tonight, possibly having an off night, because it's not the Phillip Holiday that we know.
The jab, all right? You're winning this fight. You start walking in. Come on, you can't tie it. Suck it up. Look at me. You gonna win this? You gonna win it. Okay.
No, man.
Get on the jab.
Where champions are made at, man.
Short punches. This is short punches. You're trying to load up with a hook, okay? Don't load up. Give me some short stuff combinations, all right?
Well, you see, that good right hand there coming from the Holiday, and he needs more of those, because I think the challenge is susceptible to that right hand. He seems to get disorientated when he gets shots to the head.
Catch you with a good punch, right? Come, Boykin. Come on, maybe. Come on.
Well, we're going to round 8 of the scheduled 12-rounder for the IBF lightweight title. Pete Taliaferro, the challenger from the USA, in the mauve trunks against South Africa's Phillip Holiday in the white trunks with the blue trim.
Step back.
In the slow fights for lightweights, but an interesting fight.
I think this is where Phillip's going to have to draw all the experience of his 30 previous fights, you know. Taliaferro is presenting a good challenger tonight, and, you know, Phillip's going to have to draw everything he knows.
Well, he's going to have to dig deep, because there's no doubt he's jaded. He's not the Holiday that we know. No fast flurries. Dozens of punches coming in like we normally see. So there's definitely something wrong. So he'll have to dig deep. It's been a hard fight though. No quarter given. Taliaferro backing the champion up now, but strange fighters, Taliaferro. This deadpan face, you never know how the man's reacting. He's hurt. You just can't fathom the man out. one punch at a time, unfortunately. Not throwing in flurries, but possibly conserving himself because he knows he has to.
Earlier this week, Taliaferro's trainer, Darren McGrew, a former fighter himself, he used to fight in the amateurs with Taliaferro, was telling me, you know, they've got no hope of matching Phillip's work rate. It's, if you think in his title defense in December, he threw 1,500 punches in 12 rounds. But what Taliaferro's people said, they said, listen, what we've got to do is land the quality punches.
Well, there's no doubt about that, but there's no work rate here from Holiday. Phillip Holiday moving inside the punches, so Taliaferro is not connected. Very few effective punches have come in from Taliaferro in this round. No power in the punches from Phillip Holiday in round 8. As we go into the last 20 seconds here of round 8. In a very quiet round, not much coming from either fighter.
Also, the snap's gone out of Taliaferro's punches.
There's no doubt
And
about
as I
it.
say that, of course, he lands a good right hand.
A good left and a right hand there. And that
Don't pull your man like that.
warning there from referee Stan Gutsadulu for the champion for pulling his man. A strange round. I'd hate to split them. I'd have to give it an even round.
Take a deep breath. Phillip, listen to me. We're winning this fight, okay? We're going in, okay, you see this? Coming into the 9th round. Don't think he's trying to a lucky punch, okay? You're trying to put in a good right hand there. Yeah. Okay, but what you're doing is you're pulling out like that. Put your head down. If you put your head down, you can't do anything. Put your head down, okay? Keep him water. Stay compact. Stay compact.
Jab turn on him. Don't just stay there in front of him, okay? Better throw them short stuff, okay?
Okay, you feel all right?
Yeah. Come on, breathe deep. Give me some air. Another breath. Give me some more.
You know he gonna try to shoot Gil.
Give me some more. Okay.
Well, we're going into round 9 here, this fight. And they talk about Phillip Holiday pulling weight, but you know, Taliaferro might have a problem pulling weight. I've seen his last fight, he weighed 140 pounds. And he also looks jaded here tonight. So, you know, so he might also have a problem with weight. So possibly this is why he's jaded.
Well, Taliaferro, I see, he's also fought as high as 150 pounds in fact.
Well, that tells you something. So the man's not a natural lightweight.
See, the one common opponent is an American, the name of Robert Gippert. What happened was Taliaferro stopped him in 6 and Phillip won on points over 8 rounds. So, you know, pretty much of a muchness.
Well, it was a long time ago, though. I think they both advanced since that fight. It was right in the early part of Phillip's career. Well, Taliaferro is going to take the title from the champion, Yanni, and he's doing nothing here in round number 9. Missing punches.
This fight, of course, going out to America, I suppose the comparisons are going to be inevitable with WBA champion Uzbek Nazarov having fought last week.
Well, he fought Leander Johnson in a great win. He stopped him in the 7th round. So obviously the comparisons, as I said earlier on, Ring Magazine rate Phillip Holiday number 1. I think I got Nazarov number 2 or 3. So obviously there will be comparisons. But this is not the Phillip Holiday we know. I'll be surprised if he sticks to the lightweights because obviously he's had problem making the weight because he can't go at his normal pace. He's definitely slowed down.
You know, interesting, the 4 recognized lightweight world champions, all unbeaten.
That's very interesting, yes. Well, one thing, the champion's picking his punches, and those must be impressing the judges.
And more movement from Holiday in this round, you know, and Phillip seems to fight a lot better when he's moving like this.
Yes, there's no doubt there's a bit of movement here, and he's just picking his punches. No clean punches coming in from Taliaferro.
It also shows Phillip's confidence is coming back.
Oh, yes, he's looking much better in this round, yes. He's up on his toes, and a better round here for the champion. Good left hands coming there from the challenger, Pete Taliaferro. I still can't work out the expression on the face of Taliaferro.
Well, there's not much to work out.
But he's never changed from the beginning of the fight. As he got up his stool, he had the same expression and right throughout the fight. Well, a better round job for the champion. Not heavy punches, but obviously scoring punches coming in from Holiday.
You give him that round. You walked into him, walked in, and didn't throw a punch, and he was scoring. Why are you doing that? Don't let him come to you, and you counter on him, okay? Now, God damn it, you're just giving him the rounds away. If you're going to go, you go throwing punches, okay?
That's how you go.
Now, come on, suck it up. Give me some air. This is yours if you want it.
Well, some action here from round 9. You possibly see better punches coming in from Phillip Holiday. Weren't heavy punches, but that was a good left hand from Taliaferro, but possibly the only decent punch he threw in the whole round.
Punching, it works. A nice spin on the side, okay? But when you make him miss and he's off balance, try and land his right hand. That's why you got to stay close.
We're into round 10 of this interesting IBF lightweight title fight here between South Africa's Phillip Holiday, the champion, defending his title for the 6th time in the white trunks and the blue trim, against the American Pete Taliaferro in the mauve trunks.
And there at the end of the last round, Taliaferro's cornerman, Eddie Surrett, was saying to him, listen, you're wavering from your game plan. You had it. You were doing well. You've got to change back to what you were doing in the earlier part of the fight.
Well, he gave the round away because he threw one punch in the whole round. And I must say, Holiday looked much better in that round. And yeah, he's picked up the pace here in round 10. All credit to his super fitness. And this is the rounds that's going to tell the difference. Those legs are helping him out. He went down the second round from a terrific blow to the jaw. And he's got up and he's come back into the fight. But there's no doubt that it's not the same Phillip Holiday we know.
Step back. Okay, step back.
Well, the champion's winning the fight. There's no doubt about it. He's working better, moving better. Taliaferro doesn't want the title. He's got to go out and take the title from the champion, and he's not throwing enough punches.
Well, I think that's what you find. You know, there's no question this fight's being close, but when the judges have got to make a decision, when they've got to say, listen, we've got to give this fight to one of the guys, what they generally do is side with the champion.
Oh, exactly. And the champion's throwing more punches. Taliaferro's not throwing effective punches. He's missing. There's no power in all those punches. They are on the target and scoring blows.
Taliaferro is a good tactician. You know, you can see bringing all the experience of his 42-odd fights into this one, and I dare say he needs it. He's fought a couple of times for the World Championship and always been unlucky.
Well, it looks like he's going to be unlucky again tonight because unless he does something special, he's giving these rounds away. The last 2 rounds have been shaded by Holiday on my card, and because Taliaferro is not throwing enough punches, just moving, walking after his man, no scoring punches coming from Taliaferro. That was a shot, but he slipped in the corner there. There was water in the corner. Slippery stand, Carousel picked it up. As we go into the last 10 seconds here of round number 10.
No question there was a slip. A lot of water there in Phillip's corner, and you know, that's the only reason.
Well, this is jacked up Taliaferro, but a bit of a late flurry there. Would he influence the judges? I don't think so.
He's going to just try everything to land a good punch. Right. Come on, boy. You've got to keep up. The main thing is, when you punch, right, when you finish punch, you grab him like you do. Now, let the referee break you, okay? Then you roll on him, too. Come on. Chris, give me that
see some action here from that round number 10. And there was a right hand and he slipped. Was it a right to the jaw, Clinton? I thought he caught him with the jaw. He slipped at the same time. Possibly he's moving back, but it looked like he caught him there.
Yeah, no, it looked like he caught him, but, you know, I think you've got to give Phillip the benefit of the doubt. You saw how his left leg just slid out from under him.
Possibly as the punch is coming, he pulled away and he slipped. Now we're going to round 11. This is the real championship round here. It's a survival of the fittest, and two tired fighters coming out here for round 11 in this IBF lightweight title fight scheduled for 12 rounds between South Africa's Phillip Holiday, the champion in the white trunks, against Pete Taliaferro from the USA.
These, of course, are the championship rounds, and this is where Holiday needs to show championship class. He needs to show Taliaferro who's boss these final two rounds.
Well, Taliaferro is giving the rounds away, so he's got to pick it up in round 11 and 12 here and put the pressure on the champion, because he's given the last two rounds away on my card.
Step back.
Not much coming from Taliaferro. Slow. No punches are not very crisp. Throwing very few punches. How does he expect to win a title like that? But then again, you've got three judges sitting around the ringside, and it's very difficult, you know, with judging as it is today, how they're going to call it. We got our opinion, Clinton, but there's three other opinions, and they're the ones that count. Well, Phillip Holiday done very well here to last into the 11th round after that terrific left hand to the jaw that dropped him in round number 2. He's moving around. Just got to stay away from that left hand of Taliaferro.
Phillip, I thought, was a little bit shaky after that second round, but generally he sort of climbed his way back into this fight, and he's begun to dominate it again.
Nothing coming from the challenger. Very little. Just walking off the champion, not cutting off the ring. Holiday backing up, and he's just walking off him. Throwing punches, wild, missing. Those aren't going to influence the judges. He's just giving the rounds away.
Yeah, of course, it looks good at first, you know, but when you analyze it, you see not too many punches are landing, and the few that aren't particularly flush or hard.
As we're going to the last 50 seconds here of round 11, does Taliaferro want this title? He's going to have to do something better than this.
Step back.
We worry about Holiday's weight problems, but I believe that Taliaferro's got weight problems because he's not doing much here in the 11th round.
Step back.
Lazy punches coming in from the challenger. That's not going to win in the fight.
Now,
Where you go? You keep this one, baby. You go home with it.
that was your round. That's the way I want to
Here.
Pete, listen to me. Jab, jab, and bring the right hand right through the jab. I want it to land just right behind the jab, right here, okay?
Up good, 2 feet. Up good. Okay?
Okay.
Don't, hey, keep your hands on now. Don't get wrapped, okay? Stay smart now, okay?
Okay, he got to come out hard this round.
You're going to try to come out this way. That's why he's there.
Basic combination. 1, 2, 2. Right back on the top.
Stay compact, good. Head down, hands up. And move like you are. Move all over the show.
Come on, boy. Doing well. But you've got to land. He's going to try his best, and he knows you can't win the fight. You've got to stay compact. You've got to work, yeah.
Well, we're going to the 12th and final round of this IBF lightweight title fight between South Africa's Phillip Holiday and the challenger Pete Taliaferro. Hasn't been the most exciting fight, but it's been an entertaining fight, Clinton.
Well, yeah, and it's been a tactical battle, you know. Phillip, I think, gained the first advantage with the knockdown, and then Taliaferro came back with one of his own in the second round. So it's been, I think, as much a battle of the wits as it has of, you know, getting the punches off.
Yes, well, those knockdowns, I think it was quite dramatic, and that's just made the fight so tense. But Taliaferro is not throwing enough punches, and even though the punches from Holiday are light punches, they've been on the scoring target area, and I personally think he's done enough to take a decision. And Taliaferro will have to knock him out during round 12.
Phillip, I think, would want to win this last round, just to keep put it in the bag, make it safe. And
Well,
that's
he has
important.
to, obviously he has to. But he's taken a few shots here. Taliaferro knows, I think he's a desperate Taliaferro, desperate challenger here. He knows he's got to land the big one. He possibly realizes he's behind, and his only hope now is to catch the tiring champion.
Well, on my card, I've got Taliaferro behind. I think he needs a knockout to win this.
Well, that's how I see it, but it's going to be a difficult one to score for the judge, because a lot of the rounds, there's very little in it. But Taliaferro doesn't seem to have much left himself. He's got that much strength. Very lazy punches coming in from the challenger.
Yeah, I think if Taliaferro was going to win this fight, it was going to be early, you know, and once it goes to the championship round, you know, he was always going to battle.
Well, we're going to the last minute here, and the 12th and final round of this IBF lightweight title fight. And slowly but slowly, Taliaferro has let the fight slip away. And a desperate Phillip Holiday, tired Phillip Holiday, all credit to him to stay 12 rounds. He's definitely jaded, not the same Phillip Holiday we know, but he's still in there fighting. What a fighting art from the champion. You can see he's tired, he's just hanging in there, and he'll hang in, he'll do enough. As we go into the last 40 seconds here of round number 12. He's just got to hang in there, and the title will still be his.
And of course, under the IBF rules, the bell cannot save you in any round, including the final one.
Well, Taliaferro is just he's giving the rounds away. As his corner said to him, I think it was round number 9, I said, you're not doing anything, you're giving the rounds away. And I don't think he's got enough left. We're going to the last 14 seconds here of this 12th and final round. Two tired fighters. All credit to Phillip Holiday, the champion, to survive that knockdown and remain there for 12 rounds. Well, there you have it. And it's going to be a difficult one for the judges. But if I've got to call a winner, I must go for Phillip Holiday.
Yeah, you know, I think give Taliaferro credit. He came to fight. He unloaded nicely early on. But I think I'd like to think it's another successful defense for the champion.
Well, I don't think Taliaferro did enough to take a title. He was too lazy, wasn't throwing enough effective punches. So possibly Holiday will take it.
I think he'll concede afterwards. It's probably one of his hardest defenses.
There's no doubt about it. He's obviously had weight problems. He can't deny it because he looked jaded.
Yes, he did.
But this is a trying time for the fighters. Who's going to win it? The handlers, worried looks on their faces. Not an easy time. Adding up the scorecards. Very, very difficult times here for both camps. They know it could be a close fight. It could go either way. You never know with the judging. There's title fights today. You get weird decisions. And who's to say this might not be a weird decision again? I sincerely hope not, because I believe that Phillip Holiday has done enough to retain his title here for the 6th time.
This, of course, frequently the most tense moment of the fight. Forget those moments before it. It's generally the moments afterwards when you aren't entirely sure what's been on the minds of the judges.
Well, you've forgotten about what's happened in the last 12 rounds. Now all you're concentrating on is how they're going to see the fight.
You know, Taliaferro's people look quite confident.
Well, I don't believe that he's done enough to take the title. We have 3 judges: Clement Martin from South Africa, Cesar Ramos from Puerto Rico, and Pete Podgorski from the USA. It's up to them now. They're the men who decide the fate of this championship fight. Does Phillip Holiday remain champion, or does Pete Taliaferro go back to the USA as champion?
Well, a lot riding on this result, of course. Phillip got a big fight lined up July 26th against Shane Mosley.
Well, he'll have to watch that weight problem now. He'll need much more against Shane Mosley, because he can't afford to take shots like that against a power puncher like Mosley, there's no doubt about that. But all credit to Phillip Holiday.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the result, and we have a split decision. Judge Podolski scores the fight 1-1-5 Holiday, 1-1-1 Taliaferro. Judge Cesar Ramos scores the fight 1-1-1 Holiday, 1-1-5 Taliaferro. Judge Clement Martin scores the fight 1-1-5, 1-1-1. The winner and still IBF champion for the world.
The winner and still champion, Phillip Holiday, on a split decision. 159-11, 150-11, and one judge, Cesar Ramos, Puerto Rico, gave it to the challenger, 115-111.
Well, surprising disparity there with the judges. We had the one American, Pete Podgorski, give it 4 points to Holiday, which I felt may have been a bit generous, but certainly got the winner right. Clement Martin, the South African, identical score, 1-1-5, 1-1-1. Then the Puerto Rican, quite stunning, 4 points in favor of Taliaferro, 1-1-5, 1-1-1. Taliaferro's people absolutely shocked. His corner man, McGrew, just threw the water bottle down on the ground. Quite upset. Ron Jackson now going into the ring for an interview with the champion. We'll hear what he's got to say. Can I get past here?
That was a great shot for the second round. Did he hurt you?
Yes, this guy's the hardest puncher that I've ever fought. This guy can really punch, and I had to keep my defense up. That's what makes it so difficult. You know, a guy like this, he punches you and he starts wearing you out. And I was a bit not worried about going 12 rounds. And I trained very hard for my fights, but a guy like this, he's always got a chance. So right up until the 12th round, you've got to keep your defense up and keep your guard on.
You know, you're a bit jaded. I didn't see the Phillip Holiday we see throwing hundreds of punches. And we didn't see the Phillip Holiday throwing those hundreds of punches like he did against Ivan Robinson.
Well, this guy can punch, and when he punches, when a guy like this can punch, you've got to keep your defense up. And obviously, if you go in there and you throw too many punches, you open yourself up. So I thought I threw quite a bit of punches. I mean, obviously, it was a difficult fight because the guy could punch so hard. So, you know, I had to slow down on the punches to keep on my defense.
And when he put you down, did you know you were right? Could you feel you could get up? Did you have any problem when he put you down in the second round?
No, I definitely knew that I could get up. And obviously, it's a bit of a shock when the guy put you down. But, you know, I felt okay, and I felt the second... I put him down as well, so I thought to myself, you know, I get up, I've still got a chance of knocking him down.
And now you're going to Shane Mosley. Congratulations, Phillip. I think you're a great champ. You've put up a great fight.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
There, of course, we had the world champion conceding that Taliaferro was the hardest puncher he'd ever fought. But then again, he survived more than adequately, having won a split decision, successful.
Pete, that was a split decision there. How did you feel about that?
Well, it was a split decision. You know, I'm the fighter. You know, every fighter think they win, but I guess the judges called it the way they seen it. You know, I fought good. I showed the world what I can do. Showed them a little bit of what I can do.
And when he put you down in the first round, were you hurt or did you know what was happening?
No, I wasn't hurt. You know, I'm in here with a world-class fighter. A knockdown, a knockout is, you know, that's typical of, you know, at this level. But, you know, like a champion, I got up and I fought on. And, you know, I came back and dropped him.
Your corner said at times you weren't throwing enough punches to take the rounds. Why was that? Were you tired?
No, I wasn't tired. You know, I got used to the altitude in 1 week. And, you know, when I dropped him, I found myself trying to knock him out instead of putting punches together.
A great performance, and thanks very much. You came out with credit.
Thank you.
Well, credit to the challenger there. You know, he had no complaints with the results. He felt, of course, that the judges got it right. And there again, I suppose another successful defense for our reigning IBF lightweight world champion, Phillip Holiday, a winner in this, his 6th championship defense.